I was gonna say this is probably not the latest I have streamed because I did that one live stream in what September or October of last year on YouTube. That was like in the middle of the fucking night. But on Twitch, yes, this is like the latest time I've ever streamed. 9:29 Mountain Time Canada, and we're gonna talk about as to how TikTok is such a little hoe for giving me all these fucking strikes that I don't fucking deserve. And TikTok, fuck you. You're kind of like Instagram, but you're really fucking stroking it, and you're this close to actually putting the dick in your mouth. Cocaine. But I have TikTok pulled up. I just need to pull up my little notifications box. No, activity. No, it's not activity. What the fuck? Also, I'm not gonna wear headphones for this. Bro, can people stop fucking messaging me, bro? Hold up. You never got back to me after that. Just texting one of my friends. Fucking trolling with this liberal's head on TikTok. It's so fucking funny and easy to troll these dumb bitches. Hold up, I gotta mute myself real quick. I found the systems notification tab. So let's go to main scene, and I'm gonna have my webcam off. Let me see. Oh, I'm gonna open up Twitter too, but let me do this first. I'm gonna open up Twitter too. I'm not verified yet. I mean, I used to be verified, but I ain't paying fucking monthly for that shit. I'm sorry, I'm too broke to pay for the little blue check mark for fucking X. No offense, Elon. 3,031 posts, damn. I mean, I've been on Twitter since 2020, but I took down my old account and decided to make a new one in 2023. So yes, I've been on here for what, 6 years now. Let's go through it. Because this is really fucking pissing me the fuck off. Oh wait, hold up. I just got something important on my phone. What the fuck is this guy sending me in my chat? What the fuck? I'm muting notifications for fucking Telegram. I have no desire. But Fog, I gotta move my fucking image, my smexy image. Oh shit. Anyway. All activity, no. Account updates. So 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. No. Okay, now this is not accurate. Okay, fuck that. That is so not fucking accurate. I have it pulled up on my phone already. Oh my god. No, oh, account updates. Fucking bitch. How many fucking strikes, dude? Why do I have all of this turned on? I don't need it fucking on, you fucking idiots. Fucking cunts. No, shut the fuck up, TikTok. I don't need you promoting dumb shit on my fucking shit, dude. New strike added. Where's the first strike? Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10 strikes. Holy fuck. They're fucking fair as fuck. But all of those strikes, I mean, except for 2 strikes that I definitely earned, but out of the 10, 8 strikes was definitely not fucking deserved for me. It was not deserved. I tell you that. Not deserved. Let's go over the first strike. Where is it? Because I'm on my phone right now. Let's go over the first fucking strike. Because this is just a load of fucking horse shit. I had this account for 6 years. I ain't gonna fucking lose it to fucking bullshit again, unlike, I mean, like fucking Instagram, where they banned me for no fucking reason. First one was on when? So the first one was this year. So for some reason, I don't want to use So, okay, fine. I managed to fucking rack up 10 strikes in a span of 2 months? That's a fucking joke. That's a literal fucking joke. That's a fucking joke, dude. Come on. They're at least kind of being fair that they're not gonna ban me, but they're gonna suspend my account, as in for like how long? Like a month or a week? Bro, we're like fucking Twitch. They're so inconsistent with the bans, adding strikes to people's accounts, the suspensions, fucking everything. They're so inconsistent. People express their fucking free speech here, but for some reason I'm targeted for no fucking reason. All because I'm criticizing, calling out, and using my First Amendment rights on TikTok, and yet they try to fucking censor me. What a load of dog shit that shit is. First strike. I'm on my phone. First strike. Why is it not showing it like an order? God, this makes my job fucking harder. It was a sound violation. Oh, the first one was in December 8th of 2025. A sound violation. Well, I took down that video because I didn't really want it on there anymore. The second one was a comment when I said, "It really isn't, you woke tard, shit for brains." I don't know where did I even comment that. But the fucking most funniest part, but also not so funny part is all I typed was, about the current situation where El Mencho, thank God he's fucking dead, got killed in a military operation in Mexico. All I typed was CJNG. Hold up, I have to go back to the post. I hope CJNG gets destroyed or whatever. And next thing you know, they add a new strike, all because I put CJNG. But then when I added quotations in CJNG, again they added a strike. Like, what the fuck? And the reason, violent extremism. That's a load of shit. And I feel like that they added those four letters into their fucking blacklist section on TikTok, or even if they're using hashtags or in any way, shape, or form, like the word or the abbreviation CJNG, they just automatically strike your account. I think it had to do something with the scandal back in 2022 or 2023. I forgot. I think Tuv can explain it more better. But still, really, I was using it in an educational way. I was expressing, I was just expressing simple commentary about CJNG and how they should be destroyed. And yet they want to fucking add strikes. That's fucking horseshit. And let me see. Anything on X? I don't think there's nothing on X, dude. The third one. Another comment. It doesn't show. Fourth one. A photo that I added in someone's comment section, which was a domestic terrorist woke liberal. I added the picture that showed this famous meme that's pointing back to him saying, "Get a load of this fucking retard." Because that person was a fucking retard. Then I posted that really disturbing message a few days ago. I'm sorry. I mean, I'm still going through some mental shit right now, so y'all bear with me. And I posted a story tagging someone, calling them out for not having any facts and losing a fucking debate. Both the story TikTok post and the TikTok I took down, and so I don't think it took down the strikes I see. But fifth one, where's the fifth one? Hold up, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I got some shit restored, but apparently it's not good enough for them. Comment violation. Fucking shit. Another comment violation. Again, this other comment violation had no bad words in it, and yet they decided to fucking strike me. It's just all comment violation. Comment violation. Comment violation. Post removed. You didn't remove the post. I removed the fucking post, you fucking idiots. Well, now the little account warning is gone, but I'm not going to risk it, so that's why I'm not going to post anything on my TikTok for 90 days, and I'm only going to post on my YouTube Shorts. This is just a load of shit, and I'm really fucking pissed off at TikTok for not being consistent with their bans and their strikes. They should do more better and not target people like me, you fucking idiots. Only baddies like God of War. Nice one, Dobie. Why are people telling me to go check? People telling me to go check something. The fuck? Look, no. So my friend Dobie, because Lamau, that's how they act. Agree with me or you're worse than Hitler. What the fuck are they even talking about? Weird to me how people will harass you to think like them. Like, no, I like my common sense, lo siento. If you think your way of thinking is right, then why can't I think the same about my own opinions, etc.? It's mad annoying. I feel like a fucking idiot right now because I didn't read that context. Holy fuck. I didn't read that. Fucking make fun of me. Holy shit. Is it still on Just Chatting? Yeah, it's still on Just Chatting. Let's move this right here. Right here I had it. I swear to God I had it right here. Okay, that's good enough, I believe. But let's go right here. I don't know what they're gonna show, so I'm gonna have to. Let me see. Also, I released a new video if you want to go watch. Here's the video right now. Also, the reason why I'm not showing sorry, no, not showing. The reason why I'm not like promoting this live stream is because I just wanted to just get this done as quick as possible. Bulletproof Chinese mask, nice. Welcome to New York. Ew. Nice, dude. Maybe I should put on headphones, I don't know. Already 8 views. Holy shit. I didn't watch. I know I made the video. I'm making a furry comic. I am. I just, I was just finishing a few. Hold up, webcam only scene. I was just finishing a few panels and adding more, parts to the story and the script. And it's turning out okay. And I'm enjoying it. I'm really enjoying it. But should I give my main channel more attention? Yes, I should. I should give my main channel more attention, bruv. Hold on, I'm just gonna pause this. Okay, nothing yet. I just only wanted to check. What the fuck? Hey, should we watch this like Sebi music video? I think I showed this video to y'all before in one of my live streams. I mean, Sebi, he's one of my favorite hyperpop artists. We're just gonna, vibe to it. We're just gonna vibe to it. Let me get my headphone cord. I'm getting sidetracked on so many things. Fuck. Let me connect this bad boy. We're just gonna vibe to it. Vibe to Subsebi.
Under our roof.
Isn't this the dream, Grandpa?
American Family Insurance.
That little piggy booked a villa. This little piggy booked a hotel.
The Muppets will always live on forever. I love the Muppets. Let me go to main scene. Eat whatever I want. My life is like a buffet. Just shake it. Oh wait, hold up. I gotta pause. It's like low on volume. Okay, now we're good. Rough day. Yeah, this is a new sound. I call it an update. Hover 6 to see. Sorry, you'll still use a duct tape. Playing like a stone and lit like a matchstick. Stretch like elastic. Target like I'm DOJ. Target like it's practice. Practice like the NBA. Get it in the basket. Okay, boomer. I think you're a loser. I love that line so much. It fucking hits hard. I feel like I'm Uzi Vert. That too. I feel like I'm smoke perp cause I got a boner. I'm a motherfucking boner. I'm a bust like a boner. Yeah, going hard like a boner. Standing tall like a boner. Lit like a stoner. Yeah, lit like a matchstick. Fly like a rover. Stretch like elastic. Woo! Fuck yeah.
Just shake it off, I know you had a rough day. Yeah, this is a new sound, I call it an update. I fix it with C#, you're still using duct tape. Lit like a stone, yeah, lit like a matchstick. Fly like a rover, stretch.
Bro, this fucking part always gets me because it's so funny. Boner mode engaged. That's crazy, dude.
Lit like a stone, yeah, lit like a matchstick. Fly like a rover.
Stretch like elastic. Target like I'm DOA. Target like it's practice. Practice like the NBA. Get it in the basket. I'm not gonna lie, I could see myself spitting some good bars in one of my songs. So yeah, stay tuned. Which I'm actually still producing and making, by the way. Hey, should we watch Tuv's newest video? The most disturbing Mexican cartel situations, part 2. I think we should watch his newest video. Maybe? Should we? Yeah, let's watch his newest video.
We all know cartels are brutal, but sometimes the word brutal doesn't even begin to cover it. In this video, we're talking about...
But I will switch accounts to my main one.
Scribe makes
Fuck ads.
for any process.
Fuck these YouTube ads, dude.
You know what's
We all know
They don't deserve money.
cartels are brutal, but sometimes the word brutal doesn't even begin to cover it.
Tell me about
In this
it.
video, we're talking about bodies hung from highway overpasses like billboards.
Yup, that's common.
Shot and left dangling over morning traffic while cars backed up for miles beneath him. A casino set on fire in broad daylight that killed 52 innocent people in 3 minutes. And even a wedding where the groom was kidnapped and murdered before the reception ever started.
Wow.
Acts of violence, they're calculated spectacles designed to intimidate entire cities. And today we are again diving into some of the most disturbing Mexican cartel situations.
Hold up, I'm moving my mic.
If you guys don't know me, my name is Tuv, and if you're not subscribed, don't subscribe yet. I will earn your subscription by the end of this video.
I love it when he says that every single time when he's starting a video.
We're branching out a little bit, and we're not just going to be talking about Mexican cartels. So let's get started with the video. Most wicked way to send a message: hanging bodies from an overpass. So we already know cartels to be brutal, but some of the things they do are just next level wicked. Because for example, we know that when they want to send a message, taking a life isn't sometimes enough, but then turning that atrocity into a billboard for everyone to see is the next level of wickedness that I'm talking about. And one of their favorite billboard methods? Well, how about hanging bodies from highway overpasses where thousands of people drive by every single day? August 8th, 2019, Uruapan, Michoacan. Police arrive at an overpass and find 9 bodies just hanging there by their necks. 2 of them were women, half naked, with ropes tied around their throats. Some had their hands bound behind their backs. Others had their pants pulled down. A deliberate humiliation, even in death. All of them have been shot before being strung up. Now, just down the road from the overpass...
Okay, what the fuck am I receiving from this other TikToker? Because I follow her. I'm sorry that I paused the video, but I had to read this. Yes. The fuck, dude? Like, if people stop fucking tagging me to her TikTok, like, yes, we get it. She's famous, bro. Like, she's actually getting more recognition than me. We get it. She just reposts content from fucking Valentina Gomez. We get it. So hopefully she wins Congress.
Investigators found 7 more bodies. These ones
What
were
the fuck?
dismembered and thrown on the roadside.
Yup.
Further, 3 more
Normal.
corpses, 19 people total, all killed in what prosecutors called a turf war. Hanging next to those bodies was a banner that had the initials CJNG, which stands for Jalisco New Generation Cartel.
Yup, that
One of the
one.
most violent groups in Mexico, and it meant
First it was Los Zetas, you know, Sinaloa, but now we have CGNG. They need to fucking burn, dude. Like, I hope to God, President Trump, I think I heard that he's sending troops or whatever. I mean, I gotta catch up more to this story. To, you know, obviously kill CGNG because they're labeled as terrorists. And that's good. Ever since cartels were labeled as terrorists, which they should have for a long time now, but I guess not. They're gonna fucking die. That's gonna leave more options on the table, and we could just go into Mexico, Jalisco, and boom, boom, boom.
their rivals, a gang called the Viagras. The message literally said, "Be a patriot, kill a Viagra." But why do this? Why go through all the efforts of hanging bodies from a bridge? Just as you might imagine, it's usually done to turn violence into a public spectacle, like a way to project power, intimidate rivals, brag about the kills, and send an unmistakable warning to authorities. The whole point is intimidation, and for them, it works as a way to claim.
Yeah, no shit, it's fucking intimidation,
This
dude.
whole thing, the extreme brutality that is, apparently started with the Zetas cartel back in the early 2000s. They
Los Zetas, bro, holy shit.
Dissolving corpses and hanging bodies on Capitol bridges, specifically to mark their territory and terrify their enemies. But there's also a tactical reason. Cartels use the term heating up the plaza, whose sole purpose is to cause a massive, high-impact event like this to force police and military to flood that specific area. So while security forces are dealing with 19 bodies and the public panic, the cartel's rivals in that territory cannot operate. Meanwhile, the cartel that caused the incident in the first place is free to move the quote product in other areas that are now unprotected or have lower attention levels. So clearly for them, killing goes beyond punishment.
Holy shit, I never knew about that. And that has a kind of a genius fucking move, but still really fucking brutal method to display bodies. And still, like, I pray for the people of Mexico and all of my Mexican homies who live there.
Business is at the heart of it, and unfortunately, that leaves entire cities just flat out run down. Uruapan being one such a place.
Wow,
as it
dude.
has increasingly become known as a place with a dark history as it relates to gang wars. Back in 2006, for example, this is where Mexico's drug war basically started when La Familia cartel members rolled 5 severed heads onto a dance floor. We talked about that in part 1. But even by those standards,
Holy
what happened in 2019
shit.
felt like cartels were returning to their most theatrical, most sadistic tactics. What's worse now is that this is almost routine.
Imagine rolling 5 decapitated heads just normally. Like, I mean, like, obviously, all of these fucking cartel members, they don't have a single ounce of remorse in their bones or, like, in their mind, and they don't give a fuck. Like, just rolling 5 decapitated heads on a dance floor? In the middle of the dance floor. You're fucking psycho, dude. Like, all those guys are fucked up in the head. Holy shit, like, obviously there are captured cartel members and everything, and I gotta do a little bit more of my research as to what goes through the mind of a cartel member when they're committing such brutal fucking acts. Like, holy shit, like, I mean, here's my thing. Here's like kind of like my theory. I'll say 98% of these cartel members don't get phased by the horrible sadistic shit that they fucking do. But 2% they may crack, or they just can't handle it. That's very little. And I've watched gore for many, many years. And not once I came across a cartel video where it showed a cartel member being hesitant. They just go straight to it, like, fucking hell. I gotta search up more as to, like, I don't know, like some sort of psychological test on a cartel member or whatever.
Now in certain parts of Mexico, the country saw over 17,000 homicides in just the first half of 2019. That's roughly 100 people killed every single day. And yes, these groups are willing to slaughter whoever just to control the drug chain.
Has Kyrie texted you back?
I don't want to talk about it.
How's the math test?
Yeah, just fucking like,
Not-
I am so glad President Trump is in power, and you fuck with the United States, your ass is gonna get kicked. I'm a bit hungry. I'll be right back. It takes 3 whole fucking minutes to cook a fucking Cafe Rio fucking burrito. Holy shit. It takes longer than the fucking Obama administration. Fucking hell.
Not safe even in mornings. Teen shot and hung.
If you hear me munching, I'm fucking hungry, so shut the fuck up.
From a pedestrian bridge. Now, like we've already made it.
Go back? Teen shot. Yeah, they kill anyone of any age. Fucking demonic pieces of shit.
Warnings. Teen shot and hung from a pedestrian bridge. Now, like we've already made it clear in that first case, display of violence, specifically on public roads, is nothing they shy away from. So, it was a Wednesday morning, June 8th, 2011, around 10 a.m. in Mexico. Still a bright morning, the kind of hour when people are heading to work, school buses are on the road, and everything is meant to be normal and ordinary. Suddenly, a group of gunmen pulled up to one of the busiest overpasses in Monterrey, Mexico's third largest city. They dragged 3 men out of the vehicle, and right there, in broad daylight with multiple witnesses, they shot them, tortured them a little bit more, and bound their hands tied with duct tape. And then the gunmen just strung them up like decorations over the highway below and drove off. By the time police and rescuers arrived, one of the men was already dead.
Oh,
he was
shit.
in his early 20s, and they'd put a cell phone in his bound hands. That detail matters because in the cartel world, that's how you mark someone as an informant. They're basically telling everyone who sees the body exactly why this person died. And of course, warning other cartel members not to do.
I can never be a informant in a country like that, no offense. If it involves cartel shit, no, I'm sorry. I'm passing the job to someone else. I cannot handle being an informant to that. I can handle being an informant to, like, arrest a group of gangbangers here, like in America, drug dealers, I don't know, like organized crime family, scammers, all of that. But to cartels, no, I would be fucking petrified the entire time. Ugh. See, seems like my dad texted me.
Same or face the same
Oh,
thing.
what the
The
f-
third victim
What the f- Okay, I don't know what command I even put.
was found dead on the ground below the bridge, but the middle victim, a teenager, was still alive. He was hanging there, kicking and screaming with a gunshot wound, suspended over rush hour traffic. Cars backed up for miles as drivers watched his kid fighting for his life right above them. Rescuers had to work fast because he was literally suffocating. They got him down, and somehow, against all odds, he survived.
Oh my god.
Tortured, hung from a bridge, and still alive. Which could be debatable, but that could be worse than actually dying.
Yup.
He was a wanted man by the cartels. And
That is fucking pure luck. Few people survive the cartel's brutality. Few. And even fewer escape. Holy shit. I don't know if there have been any cases reported or documented of people escaping the cartel.
means a lot, especially when they're the people that run half the city. Interestingly, this wasn't even the first time that week that such brutal tactics had been witnessed. Just 3 days earlier, 2 other men had been hung by their necks from another pedestrian bridge in the same city. One of them had his foot cut off before they strung him up. Both of the victims died. What was happening in Monterrey at that time was basically a cartel war playing out in real time across the city. The Gulf Cartel and the Zetas had split apart in early 2010, and they were tearing the place to shreds, trying to control drug trafficking routes. Now, unfortunately, like in the first case we talked about, these incidents run down neighborhoods and even cities. Monterrey used to be the symbol of Mexican prosperity and development.
Nice.
Safe, wealthy, but slowly as cartel activity rose, it turned into a war zone. In 2009, there were 267 drug-related murders.
Like, I don't get it. Like, back in the early 2010s, late 2000s, I actually remember it because my family will always talk about it. Mid 2010s. Not a lot of Mexican cities were, under cartel control or whatever. Like, it used to be fucking safe. Like, come on, fucker. Like, if you go to Tijuana back in 2014, 2015, me and my dad, we never got fucking we never got robbed at gunpoint, mugged, or shot, or at least stabbed. But given that their activity has been more and more consistent and on the rise, it fucking scares me that with El Mejencho dying, who knows what the fuck it could spark. I mean, like CJNG is already showing it by shooting up an airport and lighting cars on fire and bombing parts of Jalisco. And I don't know what other chain of events this is going to cause.
In Nuevo Leon State, by 2010, that jumped to 828, and by mid-2011, when this teenager was hung, they were already past 1,000 deaths and climbing. The violence was doubling and tripling year over year. But back to that teenager hanging from the bridge at 10 a.m. on a Wednesday. The whole point of hanging him there, as you'd imagine, was maximum visibility. They wanted every single person driving to work, every parent taking their kids to school, every business owner opening their shop. They wanted everyone to see what happens when you cross the wrong cartel.
Whoa. What's that? I just built a budgeting app in Base 44.
I'm so glad he survived.
Nina just built an app.
Impossible.
Cartels targeting each other's businesses, casino arson, and bribery.
Oh shit, this ought to get interesting.
Daylight. It's a Thursday afternoon in August 2011, about 1:50 p.m. in Monterrey. 12 members of Los Zetas.
Okay, here's one thing I would say, and no, I'm not making fun of any type of Latin American cities. Why do the majority of Mexican cities look like that? Compared to Colombia, it's all shanty towns and bricks. Only on the mountains, not all of it. Just mainly bricks and bricks and bricks. I don't know, why does the majority of Latin American cities look like this? I don't know. I just don't know.
Cartel are sitting in a restaurant called El Gran Pastor, just a few blocks away from Casino Royale. They're eating cabrito, which is roasted goat, in what they called a special meeting. Their leader gives them their orders for the day: burn down the casino. The owner refused to pay the protection fee of about 130,000 pesos. That's around 10,500 USD. By the way, cartels
That's not a lot.
protection fees from businesses because to them, it's a lucrative source of cash. So it was decided Casino Royale's owner was messing with their money and they needed to make an example out of him. By 3 p.m., the Zetas leave the restaurant and drive to a Pemex gas station in the Valle Verde neighborhood to fill up the barrels with gasoline. Then the convoy heads down Con.
Did anyone even stop them? Did anyone ever make a fucking... Oh, wait, no, it's a fucking cartel. They're gonna fucking shoot you on the spot, but they don't give a shit. But still, at least someone have the courage, or at least more than 2 people have the courage to fucking stop these fuckers.
Luthos Avenue, a Mini Cooper, a Chevrolet Equinox, a blue GMC, and a gray Volkswagen.
Oh, they fucking came prepared.
Gasoline, driving through the middle of the city in broad daylight. At 3:50 p.m., they pull up to the Casino Royale. The place is packed, about 150 people inside.
Oh no.
Mostly women playing bingo and slot machines. It's a middle-class gambling spot, nothing fancy.
And wow, just... And more tragic, most people are like... They don't see it coming. Like, with most of these attacks, they don't see it coming. That's the shit that, like, makes this shit even more fucking tragic.
Just regular people trying to walk on a Thursday afternoon. Armed men jump out of the vehicles and storm to the main entrance. Some customers near the door manage to run out immediately. But
Thank
the gunmen
God.
start screaming at everyone to get out. One of them smashes his assault rifle into the receptionist's face. The others are already spreading gasoline across the floors, the walls, the entrance. People inside start panicking. They hear gunshots. Some people hear grenades exploding. The crowd of customers stampede away from the game area, running towards the bathroom.
Yeah, it causes a stampede.
Anywhere that feels safe. Unfortunately, also,
That's the shit.
emergency exits are locked
Never
and
mind.
some are trapped. Within minutes, the gunmen light the gasoline and the entire casino erupts in flames. Black smoke starts blowing out of the building and the main entrance literally becomes a wall of fire. People who tried to escape from the front could not get out anymore. And of course, there's choking on smoke, scrambling all over the place, just desperately looking for any way out. And by this point, the Zetas are already gone. It only took them 3 minutes to set this whole place on fire and drive off. It happened faster than most people could even process what was going on. Meanwhile, inside the casino, it's all horror.
Shit, I was gonna say the same thing.
52 victims die from suffocating on toxic fumes while the building burns around them. When emergency crews finally break through the walls, they find corpses piled up in huge stacks. Some members of the cartel...
That is just like fucking... That's just like... For a firefighter and for law enforcement, those are images that will never leave your head. Guaranteed to cause PTSD.
2 days later, and they admitted that the attack wasn't ever meant to kill anyone. They just wanted to scare the casino owner because of the
Fucking bullshit. Shoved up your ass.
too much gasoline, the fire spread too fast, and suddenly 52 people are dead in what became one of the worst atrocities in Mexico's drug war. Revenge even gets the innocent. 18 mechanics end up in a mass grave,
What?
working hard all year, saving up money, and finally getting to take that one vacation.
18 mechanics.
That's what a group that included 20 mechanics
Oh my god, a mass grave. I mean, well, yeah, he just said it.
from Morelia and Michoacan State were planning. Every year, these guys, many of them related to each other, would save up and take a trip together. In September of 2010, they packed up and headed to Acapulco on the Pacific coast.
Acapulco. And I just realized I had subtitles on.
Police saw them that day asking for directions, trying to find where they were staying. Then they vanished. All 20 of them, including a 17-year-old who came along with his dad. And for a while, no one knew what to make of it.
I'm searching.
In that regard. So it was all quiet. There were no calls for ransom demands, like in the case of the kidnapping. For over a month, their families had no idea what happened. Then on November 3rd, authorities got an anonymous phone call. Someone told them to check an empty lot in Tuncingo, just east of Acapulco. When police arrived, they found 2 bodies dumped on top of the ground.
The people they killed are buried here.
Fresh kills. Between them was a sign that read, "The people they killed are buried here," signed by something called the Independent Cartel of Acapulco, aka CIDA. Before police even found those bodies,
Never fucking heard of him, but let's see.
a video had appeared on YouTube, allegedly
No! Did they actually upload it?
hosted by the drug gang itself. It was reported that 2 men appeared sitting with their hands tied behind their backs, answering questions from someone off camera, admitting to killing, quote, the Michoacanos. That's what they called the mechanics because they were from Michoacan State. The men in the video said they buried them all in that area near Tuncingo. The 2 bodies police found on top of the lot were wearing the...
So it was just a 2-minute video before. So, like, what he described it, just a 2-minute video of these people, these, like, innocent people, their hands tied behind their backs, before they're killed. Oh, thank God. But still, that's, like, very haunting to watch. I'm gonna have to strip up the video after the stream. Shit.
The exact same clothes.
That's kind of
as
fucked
the
up.
video. So it seemed that someone had killed the killers and dumped them right on top of their victim's grave as some kind of twisted marker. Within hours, they'd uncover a mass grave with 18 badly decomposed bodies.
Jesus
Some of them
Christ.
All of them were confirmed by their families to be the missing mechanics. The remaining 2 are still missing. And a lingering question is why? Why kill a random group of people just like that? Clearly, these guys had nothing to do with the drug trade. They were mechanics. Even Guerrero State investigators checked their backgrounds thoroughly. They were legitimate mechanics from Morelia with no criminal records. Authorities generally couldn't find any evidence linking them to any cartel.
That's kind of fucking weird and bizarre, I'll say that. He wants me to send... Hold up, I'm trying to prepare for, like, a movie while I'm reacting to this. At the same time, because me and my friends are gonna go watch this Jason Statham movie called Shelter. Looks good. Bill Nye is not fucking acting. There's no way. There we go. Now back on topic.
The whole thing was a case of mistaken identity, because in that sort of confession video, 2 killers said they murdered the mechanics as revenge against La Familia Michoacana, a powerful drug cartel based in Michoacan State. The independent cartel of Acapulco, which was actually a breakaway faction of the Belton Leyva gang, thought these 20 guys on vacation were connected to La Familia. So cartel gunmen...
So, a case of mistaken identity. Shit.
And killed all 20 of them as some kind of message to a rival gang.
Traditional dropshipping is dead. What we need to do is
Skip. Nobody gives a fuck.
Possibly for a lot of unexplained cartel disappearances. Mexico has over 120,000 people registered as missing. That's an entire mid-sized city's worth of humans that just vanished. And on March 8, 2025, a group of civilian volunteers called the Warrior Searchers of Jalisco found out where at least some of them might have ended up. They had gotten an anonymous tip about a ranch in Tochitlan, about 37 miles west of Guadalajara. When they arrived at Rancho Izaguirre, I don't know what they expected.
Guadalajara. Okay. I gotta mute my mic for a sec because something came up. All right. I'm back. Just had to deal with some shit.
But to their surprise, the gate wasn't even locked. They just pushed it open and walked in with picks, shovels, and metal bars. Basic tools because they were doing the work that state investigators had supposedly already done 6 months earlier. What they found inside was horrific, almost as if they were walking into the remnants of World War II camps. Dozens of shoes arranged in neat rows like a school cloakroom. Mountains of clothing over 1,000.
Well, one of the most disturbing things you can ever call a fucking trophy. Or trophies, plural.
Items, suitcases still packed, lists of names written in school notebooks, and underground ovens with burnt bone fragments still sitting in the ashes. They soon discovered that this ranch was not simply a killing site. It also doubled as a training camp. The Jalisco New Generation Cartel, the one we mentioned in the first case,
Get the fuck out of there as fast as possible. The moment when I find out that I step inside their territory, I'm gonna get the fuck out.
one of Mexico's most powerful criminal organizations, was using 9,906 square meter property to recruit and train new sicarios, aka hired killers, and most of the recruits were brought there through deception. Several survivors came forward after the discovery went public, and they were brave enough to come out and talk about the nightmare that happened inside those walls. They called it La Escuelita. That translates directly to the little school. But of course, they weren't teaching math and reading. Nope.
Hell
It
no.
was divided into specific areas: administrative offices, a gymnasium.
I am so scared of how it's going to describe it.
Training track, obstacle course, weapon storage, and what they called the butcher shop. The last
Oh,
one is
God.
exactly what it sounds like, where instructors taught recruits how to dismember human bodies. But how did the ones butchering and the ones being butchered end up there? Well, sometimes they have no idea. Young people, mostly men, would respond to job ads online for security guard positions or other legitimate
Fucking hell, this is like 10 times more worse than people trying to lure you through Craigslist.
work. The pay looked good, and they'd show up for what they thought was a job interview and get driven to the ranch. As soon as they arrived, instructors would force them to strip naked, supposedly checking for tracking chips. Then the beatings would start. The recruits slept there, packed together in the fetal position, because there wasn't enough room. In the morning, the training began. First, they'd practice with paintball guns, simulating combat. Then they'd graduate to...
Do they butcher them while they're still alive? Holy fuck. I mean, alive, not alive, both are equally not good. But still, wow. That is like the most common method to lure someone to their death. But still, again, involving cartels, it's just 10 times more fucking worse.
Steel weapons, AK-47s, and pistols. For the dismemberment, they'd practice on people who'd been killed for trying to escape or saying they wanted to leave. Apparently, every day new people arrived, and they had to do whatever they were told if they wanted to stay alive. The ranch operated from some unknown date until September of 2024, when it was first raided. But the number of people killed here...
If Hips was turned into like not like a docu-series, but like a movie, I can imagine the sheer brutality the person who's directing the movie would put, because obviously this is like some cartel shit, and this is about cartels.
Still remains unknown. Revenge even again.
Of course, they don't. Obviously, the fucking cartel goes after the fucking
Entire family got killed.
goes after fucking cops
Who's the
too.
worst enemy of Mexican drug cartels? Rival gangs? Sure. The military? Maybe. But honestly, it's police officers who refuse to take their bribes and actually do their jobs. Those are the ones cartels hate most because they cannot be controlled. And when cartels can't control someone, to them it becomes a problem that needs fixing. Back in July of 2009, in the very pre-dawn hours of Veracruz, a Gulf Coast city in Mexico, neighbors started hearing explosions coming from a house in the
Oh,
residential
no.
area. Then gunfire. Lots of gunfire. By the time anyone could react, the house was already engulfed in flames. Inside that burning home was 39-year-old Jesus Antonio Romero, a municipal police commander, his wife, and their 4 children. The youngest was a 6-year-old boy. The oldest was a 15-year-old girl. They were all sleeping when the attack started. Gunmen surrounded the house and opened fire, completely shredding the facade of the house with bullet holes. Then they threw grenades through...
That's like some Homestead type shit. I just barely watched that movie today. That one movie that was directed by Sylvester Stallone and stars Jason Statham, and you know he has to protect his young daughter from these fucking drug people who tried to kill him. Takes place in the deep South, Louisiana.
the windows to make sure
Good
nobody
movie.
got alive.
I had to know.
The house
Great,
would
awesome
finally-
movie.
Once those grenades blew up, the fire spread so fast that the family couldn't escape in time. All 6 of them died. Whether
Oh,
from the gunfire,
what?
the explosions, or the flames.
That's just even more tragic.
Because the interior
This, honestly, God, like every single one of these cases just breaks my heart.
Promoted a month earlier to deputy operations coordinator for the Veracruz Boca del Rio area. That region was a hotbed of drug violence and a stronghold. So Romero's promotion basically put a target on his back. He was now coordinating operations against some of the most violent criminals in Mexico, and drug cartels, like we have seen over and over, aren't really the kind to accept intimidation or threats to their business. In fact, drug gangs had been stepping up attacks on police and government officials throughout the year. Mexico was going through an absolute brutal period where police officers were getting executed left and right. Just in early May of 2008, 3 top Mexican police officials were killed. On Thursday, May 8th, Edgar Milan Gomez, the director of National Police Operations against drug traffickers, was shot dead outside of his home in Mexico City. The next day, Friday, May 9th, Esteban Robles, head of Mexico City's anti-kidnap unit, was shot several times outside of his home and died. Then,
That's like a lot of fucking targets. Like, all of this reminds me of you know, the time of, you know, oh my god, Pablo Escobar's time, when he was still alive, and he fucking ruled over Colombia like an iron fist. Like, that dude was fucking a menace to the world. But still, I feel like that the times that we're going through right now, especially in Mexico with CJNG and the car bombings and things being hit on fire, the attack on that one airport all over Jalisco, I feel like this is much more worse than of what people went through during the 1980s and 90s in Colombia. But still, both, I don't know which one had more of a violent period, but I will have to go with Mexico.
on Saturday, May 10th, Juan Antonio Roman Garcia, the deputy police chief of Ciudad Juarez, was killed when assailants sprayed him with bullets. The last one's name had appeared at the top of a quote hit list, but had been left in a monument for fallen police officers a few months earlier. He knew they were coming for him, and they got him anyway. Basically, the cartels wanted every cop in Mexico to know that they were in control. Cartels hate reporters. Armando Linares and others executed in cold blood.
Cold blood, holy fuck.
Conflict zones has always been dangerous. Back in 2002, American journalist Daniel Pearl was
Oh no, dude.
Islamist military in Pakistan. Terrorists held him hostage, released photos of him handcuffed with a gun to his head, and eventually beheaded him. His murder
What
shocked
the
world and
fuck?
underscored how reporters covering organized violence put their lives on the line. But
Yeah, and in the famous lines of John Rambo, even though he's a fictional character, but still a really good line, live for nothing, die for something.
at least Pearl's killers face some consequences.
But still, they shouldn't die in the first place. But still, they're putting like their lives on the risk. Like journalists and reporters, they're always putting their lives out on the risk if they go to those type of territories or dangerous parts of the world.
In Mexico, though, killing journalists has become routine, and almost nobody pays for it. 2022 became one of the deadliest years on record for Mexican reporters, with journalists getting murdered at a rate at almost one per week. Starting in January in Veracruz State, a notoriously violent and corrupt state, one of the most dangerous places in Mexico.
Violent and corrupt state, holy shit.
Arenas, director of the news site Inforegio, knew the risks of covering crime there, but he did it anyway. As a result, he was stabbed to death. 7 days later, on January 17th, Margarito Martinez stepped outside of his home in Tijuana around dawn.
Tijuana.
He was a crime photographer who'd spent years documenting murder scenes and gang violence in what had become the murder capital of Mexico. Martinez was getting ready for work when gunmen opened fire.
I feel like that Tijuana is still considered the most dangerous city in the world.
And killed him right there on his doorstep. 6 days after Martinez, journalist Lourdes Maldonado Lopez was found shot to death inside her car in Tijuana. She'd been enrolled in Baja California's state protecting program, but the security was completely insufficient. Days before her murder, she'd gone on air calling out state corruption and dedicated her...
That's the shit that really fucking pisses me off when it comes to like some journalist dying. I mean, if there was at least some sort of like... I mean, like, if there was, like, some sort of attempt to escape or to fight, then sure. You shouldn't, like, really be pissed off. But if there was no attempt of any security trying to defend the journalist, or just no security at all, when the journalist is either stepping outside their house or walking on the sidewalk or this and that, no protection, and then they die. That's the shit that fucking infuriates me. Like, insufficient with security. Fucking hell, do better.
Podcast to Martinez. She basically said that even with police protection, you can still get murdered in a cowardly manner right outside your house. And
oh, no.
Exactly what happened to her. And the killings didn't stop. On January 31st, 3 armed men showed up while Roberto Toledo was preparing to film an interview west of Mexico City. A news outlet covering organized crime, illegal logging, and municipal corruption in Michoacan State. The gunmen shot him dead on the spot. 4 journalists were basically murdered in 1 month, and February barely brought any relief. Heber Lopez, director of online news site Noticias Web in Oaxaca, was shot to death in early February. Late February saw Jorge Camero, director of an online news site in Sonora, murdered too. Early March,
What the fuck?
His death. He covered crime for Testigo Minero in Zacatecas. That same month, gunmen showed up at a house in Zitácuaro, Michoacán. They were there for Armando Linares, who was director of Monitor Michoacán, the same outlet where Roberto Toledo had worked. The gunmen shot Linares to death, making him the 8th journalist killed in Mexico in just over 2 months. And for Linares, it was worse because he had kind of known it was coming. He had received multiple death threats, and
They never fucking stop.
program. Now for Linares,
Fucking sadistic
he at
pieces
least
of demonic
had
shitbags.
at loggerheads with the cartel. When asked why he thought he was being threatened, Linares explained that Monitor Michoacán covered exactly the kind of stories the cartels don't want told. Illegal logging operations near the Monarch Butterfly Reserve, logging that drug cartels protect in exchange for money. They covered corruption in municipal governments, where cartel influence runs deep. They exposed how organized crime controlled entire regions of Michoacán, which had been torn apart by gangs fighting over the drug trade. Drug cartels in Mexico make money from everything. Narcotics, obviously, but also extorting protection payments from avocado growers, controlling illegal logging, kidnapping, human trafficking, and they view journalists who expose these activities the same way they view rival gang members or cops who won't take bribes, as things to be eliminated.
Win the lottery. I have a 134.
They didn't know that my phone was going to play something.
Who barely passed high school. Here's what I finally did.
Nobody cares about your AI slop.
Cartels and chicken fighting arenas. 20 people shot at point blank. Chicken fighting arena sounds like an awful thing already. 2 roosters with blades strapped to their legs, tearing each other apart while crowds cheer and money's exchanged. But in Mexico, the animals aren't the only things getting killed at these events. Cartels have
Oh my god, dude.
execution grounds. And what happened in Las Tinajas on a Sunday evening in March of 2022 shows exactly how brutal these attacks can get. Around evening time on March 27th, people gathered at a chicken fighting pit in Las Tinajas, a town in Michoacan State. These events drew huge crowds. Gamblers betting big money, cartel members celebrating, local folks looking for entertainment. It's loud, chaotic, everyone's focused on the fight happening in the pit. Nobody's watching the entrance, probably because no one is insane enough to attack such a place. Well, big mistake. As the fighting went on, gunmen walked in. They stormed through the doors armed with rifles and handguns, and they immediately started shooting at people. The gunfire was so intense,
Holy shit, dude.
that there was nowhere safe to go. Honestly, there was almost no chance to get out alive. The attackers moved through the arena shooting attendees at point-blank range. 17 men and 3 women died right there in that chicken fighting pit. Then, just as far as they came, the gunmen left. Seems like their motive was to massacre some people in front of everyone else as a message. Some miles apart, Guerrero State saw another chicken fighting massacre, though this was in January 2024. Gunmen opened fire at
Oh, so this was just really recent.
Up at Tepan, killing 6 people and wounding 13 others. This one was a turf war between 2 factions fighting for control of the Costa Grande region. One group led by El Gavilan, attacking members of a gang.
Like you said, that's just an upstraight fucking massacre. That shit's messed up.
As a matter of fact, in April of last year, the same thing happened in Ecuador. Around 11:30
Ecuador?
in the town of Valencia, 3 vehicles pulled up to a cockfighting arena. Armed men dressed in military uniforms got out and opened fire on everyone inside. 11 people died, 9 were injured, and the attackers stole about $20,000 in prize money before disappearing into the night. It was the deadliest armed attack in that province's history. Now, out of curiosity, I tried digging into why they were specifically targeting chicken fighting events. Well, the first thing I found as justification is that these places operate in legal gray areas. They're often not officially recognized events that have police protection, which means no real security.
Wow,
Second, massive
dude.
amounts of cash are always on hand from gambling.
So they go for like the vulnerable
Cartels
spots.
love attending these events to show off their power and money. Showcasing the killings. Live stream the murder of 2 women on Instagram.
What?
In most cartel executions, the killers work fast and disappear before anyone knows what happened. They only show the results. Last year, a drug gang in Buenos Aires did something different. They wanted an audience, and they got one. 45 people watched live as 3 women were tortured to death. On September 19th, Brenda del Castillo and Morena Verdi, both 20 years old and cousins, got a message about easy money. Someone was offering $300 to attend a quote sex party at a house in the outskirts of the city. They
What the
accepted, even
fuck?
15-year-old Lara Gutierrez. Now, I know $300 might not sound like that much. That's only $100 for each one. But in Argentina's struggling economy, it was enough to make the offer worth considering. So they got in a car and headed to Florencio Valera. a suburb south of Buenos Aires. What they
Those are
didn't know
like-
is that one of them
Those are like, you know, obviously, like, it's just obvious. Those too good to be true posts.
had allegedly stolen a small package of cocaine from a drug dealer, and this dealer, a Peruvian national in his 20s who went by Little J, wasn't exactly interested in getting his drugs back. He wanted to send a message. When the three arrived at the house, there was no party, just members of Little J's drug gang waiting for them. They grabbed the women and the girl immediately, dragging them inside. Then the torture started, and Little J made sure people were watching. He set up live stream on social media. Authorities say it was on Instagram and TikTok, though Meta later claimed they found no evidence it was hosted on their platform. Either way, 45 people were invited to watch. Meta later.
How the fuck? Wait, go back. How the fuck does Meta and Instagram not like catch up with this shit? Like, do a better fucking job and use your fucking brain.
He set up live stream on social media. Authorities say it was on Instagram and TikTok, though Meta later claimed they found no evidence it was hosted on their platform.
Oh,
What
what?
happened next in a closed group? The gang members beat all three victims
In a closed group. I bet they shared that shit for the world. I mean, obviously, because he's talking about it right now.
brutally. They ripped out their fingernails one by one. Then they started amputating parts of their bodies while the women and girl were still alive. The screaming, the begging, all of it was being broadcast live to that exclusive audience. Finally, after all the torture, they suffocated them. Then the gang members dismembered the bodies, stuffed them in plastic bags.
But why bring a fucking 15-year-old to this horror fest? Like, why? Like, what goes through the mind of a person? Like, again, I mean, here, look, I'm not trying to victim blame, but just, why just like, I mean, like, obviously, I mean, like, when you come across these too good to be true type of posts, just have second thoughts, trust your gut, and just don't click on it. But fucking hell, I mean, I don't know what's going on in Argentina. I don't follow that part. I mean, I don't follow the news in that area of the world. But whatever the fuck is going on, I mean, he said struggling economy. Argentina, hopefully you could find yourself in better times.
Buried them in the backyard. For 5 days, the families had no idea where their daughters were, until the police traced the woman's cell phone signals to the house in Florencio Valera. There, they found 3 bodies in the dirt. Meanwhile, Little J tried to escape to Peru, but the police caught him without much trouble about 45 miles south of Lima.
Nice,
Now
dude.
he's behind bars, waiting to be extradited to
And 1-800-CONTACTS makes it
Oh, so this was recent?
Renew your prescription or order new contacts.
This is the way to go.
Don't care.
Argentina. Insane timing. Killed a groom and his best man on wedding day. On May 7th, 2010, something similar happened at a real wedding in Ciudad Juarez, except this time it was the Sinaloa cartel writing the script. The day started normally enough at El Señor Catholic Church. Rafael Morales Valencia was getting married, his brother Jaime standing beside him as best man.
Hold up. I have to go to the bathroom. I'll be right back.
Uncle Guadalupe Morales Arreola.
I'm back.
To celebrate with the family. The church was packed with guests in their wedding's finest. Everything a wedding should be. But outside, a hit squad was watching. To understand why they were here, we need to go back.
I just saw something in chat. Hold the fuck up. Hold up. What the fuck is this shit?
Back to about a month earlier to April 10th, 2010. That day,
you know what? I'm getting stupid tired. I have to go to fucking bed. I have to go to bed. Or else I'm not gonna, or else I'm gonna sleep in the middle of the